Hi, welcome to my project of homeless issue in Melbourne. I'm Claire. So, at the beginning, in part 1, I want to do the research and observation of homeless in Melbourne. So, where is homeless? I always saw homeless in Flinders Station, Melbourne Central, and any 7-Eleven shop, cafe shop. So actually, I think homeless are exciting in everywhere around our life. So here is some research of statistics of homeless. That shows there are 60% of them from Central City, 4% of them from West Melbourne, 16% of the homeless from North Melbourne, and 20% of them from East Melbourne. So here is a research of how old are homeless. So we can see most of them are in age from 25 to 34. It's a young adults. And here is some categories of homeless people. So we can see the main of those has there are 43% of the homeless are single men, and 33% of them are families with children, and 17% of them are single women, and just a few of them we don't know their information. So here is a similar research table. So part 2, I want to do the interview with homeless and the stakeholders. Firstly, I want to interview with the homeless. Here is a simple questions like why you are homeless, how long have you been homeless, how did you do before you homeless, do you have any family member, and how old are you, do you feel safe, what is the hardest thing about being homeless, and what is the best thing that happened to you from you being homeless. So second, I want to interview the stakeholders like coffee shop, 7-Eleven, and any train station. So here is a simple questions like did you help homeless before, and how did you help them? Did any homeless ask you to help them, and how can you help them? How many homeless did you meet before? Are you be afraid of the homeless, and or did any homeless harm you before? Because some of homeless they got mental health, so sometimes I will be feel scared at night. So I also want to interview with stakeholders like the government, police, or normal people. So like ask them, how do you think about the homeless, or how do you think how can we help them? And do you want to help them, or just ignore them when you see the homeless? So part 3, I got some examples of homeless project. So firstly, I want to use flowchart. Of the start, I want to do the researching and found the question of homeless issue in Melbourne, and got some response through the research and the interview with the homeless and the stakeholders, and thinking the problem like how to solve the problem, how to help the homeless, how to encourage other people to help homeless, how to decrease the number of homeless in Melbourne, and implement and evaluate the research process and summarize. So, of 5 whys. Why are they homeless? Maybe because their family in disability, and why the homeless family in disability? Maybe because they got breakdown of their family life, and why the homeless family life got breakdown? Maybe because they have family conflict, and why did they have family conflict? Maybe because one of the family member who has domestic violence. But why? So maybe because he or she has drugs or alcohol that may contribute to the violent behavior. So for the fishbone, the big question is, how did they become homeless? So they got a family problem, that may be because family relationship breakdown or family conflict or domestic violence, and a mental health problem. Maybe some of those has poor psychology, and personal problem, for example, like gambling and drug and abuse, and the poverty, like unemployment, and like affordable housing. So of the ending, um, through the research of this project, I want to get a solution, like how can we help them, and how can we encourage more people to help the homeless, and how can we decrease the number of homeless in Melbourne. So I got an idea that is reverse value of homeless. I know it's not really realistic. So I think reverse value is a new beginning of the homeless in Melbourne, and it's just like we can do a reverse plan of them. Because before I saw a TV show in China, and that described which a homeless from US, and he went to China to teach the children's English, and finally he becomes to a famous singer and a famous speaker. So I think every people has their own professional skills, even the homeless. So we can help them to use their unique lifestyle. That is the important one, is true and simple. So we can encourage them to have a new beginning and go out from their past. Thank you for your listening. Here is a reference list, and thank you for you listening.